All right, so the coin we are covering today is Terra Luna, the absolute shit show of a project that just 2 weeks ago was the darling of the crypto space and had a $40 billion market cap. But today, as everyone is aware of, is a hot piece of garbage fire and either a complete scam or just a failed concept that some of the smartest minds in the space fell for and gambled and lost all of their investment on. And in some cases, for VCs like Pantera Capital, lost their investors' money as well. The fallout has been immense. I mean, Mikey Novogratz from Galaxy Digital is going to have to get that stupid Luna tattoo on his arm removed now. But we all know this. And the purpose of this podcast is to figure out, is Luna at any level a good investment? And obviously, none of this is financial advice. Do your own research. This is for entertainment purposes only, as always. But it can be beneficial and kind of fun to play out the game theory here a bit. And if this current amendment passes, what does that look like? And if what does it look like if it does or doesn't pass? And if by some way it doesn't, what does that look like? And the no with veto vote is actually starting to catch up here, and which is it's pretty messed up that you can add in an amendment to an existing proposal that already has hundreds of millions of votes already cast. But that's a whole other discussion and rant on how this DAO is more of a Do Kwon dictatorship. But there are a lot of scenarios that play out where this can go in a positive way, a semi-positive way, a really positive way, or a myriad of ways where this can go terribly wrong. And it's looking like it's in the direction of going terribly wrong at this point. There's even more Do Kwon FUD coming out today. But there's a universe where Do Kwon goes to jail, which is bad, in the short term, but he has to give up his position to like a 0x Maki who takes over there's a million ways where Luna Classic becomes just a cool developer-led project too, that creates some new AMM model, or who knows. But if we lose another zero, which I think will probably be happening before the vote is complete, probably before I even finish this sentence. But then we're getting to a valuation where it gets interesting to take a stab at potentially. Currently, we're sitting at 0.0001106 with a market cap of 693 million, which is still a little too rich for my blood. But you have to kind of look at it as in the same way that a private equity investor looks at distressed assets. And luckily for us, this is not some brick and mortar shell of its former self with a huge debt load. That this is potentially a high growth asset that is definitely a shell of its former self that is down 99% in like 14 days. But you have to look at, you can't compare Luna with Ethereum by any means, but Ethereum Classic even, which is pretty much a dead project that's a fork of Ethereum in kind of a similar situation. Do Kwon was, I would say Vitalik is no, or Do Kwon is no Vitalik. But even Ethereum Classic, it currently, even in this huge downtrend, has a fully diluted value of $4.3 billion. So, I think a sub $400 million market cap, Luna, before the vote, is potentially interesting. I'd love it to get in the 200 million or even sub $100 million level. But you have to think of the optionality you're getting with the snapshot. You're getting the new Luna, you're getting the old Luna. The new Luna, though, you have to think of you're getting 10% of that. So back of the napkin, if it's a $400 million valuation right now, you're getting 10% at a $4.8 billion valuation, which seems very rich for my blood. But you do get to keep your Luna Classic. And, the optionality there is, maybe Luna Classic becomes a cool developer-led, meme coin, or who knows. But, I think if you're a really skilled developer, the idea of going to work on that is probably more attractive than going to work on the 150th coolest AMM or aggregator, DEX aggregator, or whatever. There's a lot of ways that this in the future can become something somewhat interesting. And love him or hate him, and I certainly hate Do Kwon right now, and I think everyone hates Do Kwon right now. But this is probably in terms of sentiment for Luna, and I think even in the market in general, I think this is probably as bad of a sentiment you're going to get for a project, and has the potential to really drop in the next 48 hours to a level where no one wants to buy in. And it could get to a point where in that Benjamin Graham way of picking up cigarette butts that nobody wants to pick up, that have a few puffs left in them, could have an asymmetric result here. But you also have to think too where you're getting your Luna. Are you going to be a part of the snapshot? I think if you're on Coinbase and you're buying Wrap Luna right now and they're discontinuing that on the 27th, then you have to consider the fact that you might not be a part of that snapshot, because that was part of the amendment too, where they were saying, there's certain situations where you not might not be a part of the snapshot if XYZ happens. So we have to make sure we're buying it on the right place. Also, potentially putting it in your Terra Station wallet. There's a lot of things that can still go wrong with this snapshot situation where you wouldn't be a part of the new Luna. And even if it's Coinbase, I don't know what they're going to do with all that Wrap Luna, because that is a huge chunk of the market right now. Where on the 27th, what happens to everyone holding Wrap Luna? I will probably try to get some more answers to that and update you guys in the next few days or so. But I apologize for my long absence here. Work has been kind of a lot in the last few months, but looking in August to get back to at least a daily show. And right now, probably we'll just be doing weekends and hopefully nights and weekends here. But I hope everyone out there is doing okay. I hope you all are surviving this Luna debacle and the greater market collapse here. I think we're probably at a bottom here. I made some big bets in the last 48 hours with Bitcoin and Ethereum and some other projects that were down super bad. But yeah, I think it's in my opinion, I think it's a great time to be looking at making some purchases here, because I think in terms of monthly RSI, we're at very low levels. I think we're at 33. The RSI on the monthly is for Bitcoin is like a 33. The fear and greed index is like at a 9. Was at an 8 the other day, which it hasn't been at an 8. Only I think 2 other times in Bitcoin's history, or the cryptocurrency market in history, has been that low. So yeah, you're certainly the risk reward here. Obviously not financial advice, but I think the risk reward of making some bets at this point is pretty good. But anyway, that's just my take on it. Not financial advice. And yeah, I'll probably be doing another one tomorrow. Maybe on Rari or Rarible, or some other ones that I think are worth taking a stab at this point. But yeah, keep your ear to the grindstone here with the news, because it seems like every hour some new news comes out about Luna, and I'll try to keep you guys updated. But everyone have a good weekend. I am completely rambling at this point. I'm just going to shut up and hit stop recording, and see you guys out there.